pages. I mean, a story will accommodate the space available to tell it, really, won't it?
Yeah.
So, I mean, you might get an idea, and it's, I suppose, like a one-scene play.
Yeah.
And that would be a short story, but a big epic that comes up. I mean, have you ever thought, well, this will be a novella, and it keeps growing and growing and growing?
I don't think I've ever been in that position. I don't think that's happened to me. I think I've known before I've started what I'm doing in terms of generally speaking. But if you stretch an idea too far, you dilute the impact. You know?
What would you say is the page count of each of those three? What would be the page count of a short story, a page count of a novella, and a page count of a novel?
Well,
for you to use as a background.
Well, there are kind of accepted norms, aren't they, for what officially is a short story? I mean, they're kind of rough, but I mean, I would say that a short story would 10 to 15,000 would be maximum number of words, and I tend to think in words rather than pages. On a short story, I think once you get to about 20 to 30,000, you're talking a novella. So say a novella would be up to 50,000. If you're writing a novel these days, you're not going to be writing less than 90 or 100, and you're probably going to average about 150,000 words for a novel, which is a lot of work.
I'm sure we've got some aspiring writers in the audience. What advice would you give new and aspiring writers?
Don't do it. If you value your life and your relationships and you like to do things like pay bills and sleep, don't do it. But if you're determined to do it, don't listen to what I just said. Because when I first started out, older, wiser writers would say exactly what I just said, and I'd think, oh, you know what you're talking about. They do know what they're talking about, but don't go in it for fame and fortune, because you know you're very unlikely to get any of that. I think, to a certain extent, writers are born. I know that you can learn